everyone. This is Calvin Castine. We're at West Plattsburgh American Legion Field, home of the Adirondack Slow Pitch League. We're here for first ever A Division All-Star game featuring the Adirondack League and the Gentlemen's League. Keith Dudley Dubray, the president of the Adirondack League, asking the gentleman over there to please be quiet as he introduces the All-Star game.
A Division All-Stars from the Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League.
A Division from the Gentlemen's League. And their opponents.
The Adirondack Slow Pitch League.
A Division from the Adirondack League.
And I'd like to also say that these All-Star games will kick off a new Big Brothers, Big Sisters fundraiser called That Mid-State. And I'd like to welcome the Executive Director to tell you more
Marguerite Adams from Big Brother, Big Sister, kicking off a new fundraiser for Big Brother, Big Sister called At Bat for the Kids.
Attention and a special friend to help them over some of the rough spots of growing up. Because we are a private not-for-profit, we have to raise most of our own budget. And this year that translates into 80% of the budget because there's been some dramatic cuts all across the board at the county and state level. So we're out working with a new fundraiser in conjunction with our Bowl for Kids' Sake in the spring. We're now going to do an At Bat for Kids' Sake in the summertime. And it's going to be based on the softball league. We have these yellow pamphlets that are going to be passed around and at the table. And I always like you to do is just take a look at those and see if you'd like to be involved. And while I'm here, if there's one thing that we need as much as money, if not more than money, is volunteers. There's a lot of children coming in the door, more and more every day. A lot of little boys in particular that need Big Brothers and that would love to be on baseball teams tonight. So when you're thinking about participating in At Bat for Kids' Sake, also think about being a big brother or a big sister. Thank you very much.
The B Division game is done. A lot of people in the background have other things on their minds, and unfortunately we're making a little noise while Marguerite was talking, but she's talking about Big Brother, Big Sister and the excellent work they do. And if you'd like to help out a youngster from a single-parent home, volunteer. Call Big Brother, Big Sister in Plattsburgh. They're located at the Champlain Centers. Introducing the Gentlemen's League lineup. Rocky, these are non-starters. Joey Trombley from Barcombs. And Bob Davies from Cumberland Ford. Larry Belrose from Cumberland Ford. A couple of Fiend Northeastern alumni right there. And they're being joined by Paul LeClaire from Nadine's, Phil Benoit from Monopole, and John Corrier from Samples Variety Store. And Dennis Labarge from Barcombs TV, a late arrival. Wasn't on my list, but he arrived and he's here in time to start the ball game. Now for the starters.
Starting lineup for the Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League. Batting first, playing shortstop from Plattsburgh Air Force Base, Rocky Deaton.
Rocky Deaton from Plattsburgh Air Force Base will lead off.
Batting second, playing first base from Barcombs TV, Denny Laporte.
From Barcombs TV, Denny Laporte.
Batting third, playing third base, Steve Grocery, Steve Chris.
Steve Chris from Nadine's.
Playing right center from Plattsburgh Air Force Base, Ed Richardson.
Ed Richardson from Plattsburgh Air Force Base.
Batting fifth, doing the catching from the Plattsburgh Air Force Base, J.R. Ruhlman.
J.R. Ruhlman from the Air Force Base.
Batting sixth, playing right field from St. Dennis Grocery, Todd Howard.
Todd Howard from St. Dennis Grocery.
Barcombs TV, Randy Barcombe.
Randy Barcombe from Barcombs TV.
Batting eighth, playing second base from St. Dennis Grocery, Tim Wilson.
Tim Wilson from St. Dennis Grocery.
Batting ninth, playing left field from the Monopole, Bill Dignan.
Bill Digman from Monopole.
Batting 10, the extra hitter from Samples Variety Store, Greg Green.
From Samples Variety Store, Greg Green.
Batting 11th and doing the pitching from Patty's, Gary Levine.
From Patty's, Gary Levine. And a manager from Barcombs TV, best record in the league this year at the moment, Bill Bayshard. If you saw the B Division game, you saw him playing for the B Division in the Adirondack League. So he's looking to make it a sweep here. He's looking to win it with the Gentlemen's League, and his B Division team won the game for against the Gentlemen's. The Adirondack League winning that one 13-1.
Garso's Auto Sales, Joe Plant.
Non-starters from Garso's, and I'm not sure if he's still with the Air Base team, Joe Plant. I think he's still with the Air Base and the Gentlemen's League. Frank Trudeau. Trudeau is from Post 1619. Dean Rock from Post 1619.
Jimmy Wood, Esposito and Sons.
Jim Wood from Esposito and Sons.
Pete Harrigan.
Pete Harrigan from Garso's Auto Sales.
Jimmy Karen, Tim's Place.
Jim Karen from Tim's Place.
Mike Bouye, Norm Baker and Sons.
Mike Boyer from Norm Baker and Sons.
Eldrick Young, Well Siding.
Eldrick Young from Wells Siding.
Wayne Medley, Legion Post 1619.
From Post 1619, Wayne Medley. And anybody else?
The Adirondack Slow-Pitch League.
Nope.
Batting first, playing right field from Custom Canvas, Mark Riel.
Mark Riel, not the starters now. Mark Riel from Custom Canvas will lead off.
Batting second, playing left center.
He'll be followed by Keith Riel from Custom Canvas.
Batting third, playing left field from Norm Baker and Sons, Scott Baker.
Scott Baker from Norm Baker and Sons will bat third.
Cleanup hitter, playing right center from Norm Baker and Sons, Robin Vaughn.
Robin Vaughn from Norm Baker and Sons.
Extra hitter from High Falls Lounge, Doug Beebe.
Doug Beebe from High Falls Lounge, the extra hitter in the lineup today.
Batting sixth, doing the catching from High Falls Lounge, Danny Phillips.
Dan Tree Phillips from High Falls Lounge will be the catcher.
Batting seventh, doing the catching from Custom Canvas, Art Guerin.
From Custom Canvas, the pitcher, Art Guerin.
Batting eighth, playing second base from Esposito and Sons.
Second baseman. Recently returned to the area, and he's on the All-Star team, Mark Guerin from Esposito and Sons.
From Custom Canvas, Bill LeBeau.
Bill LeBeau from Custom Canvas.
Batting 10th,
He's the first baseman. Shortstop from Tim's Place, Marty Collins.
Batting 11th, playing third base from Well Siding, Danny Gwynn.
And Dave Gwinnett from Well Siding is the third baseman. And
Norm Baker and Sons, first.
coach, Sherm Rabadabadoo from Norm Baker and Sons. The first annual A Division All-Star game. Adirondack League versus the Gentlemen's League. I hope this is the first of many.
Hit the ball. It's over down right now. Everybody's talking. Come on, defense. Come on, defense.
This, I believe, is the first year that these two clubs meet in an All-Star. These two leagues meet in an All-Star game. Last year they had the Challenge Series. There was a similar All-Star game back in 1971 between the Lake Champlain League and the Adirondack League, with the Adirondack League taking that game 7-2. Sherm Rabadoo was the coach back then for the Adirondack League, and I was coaching the Lake Champlain League, so I'm a little familiar with that. And just so the Lake Champlain League is not forgotten here, we'll quickly glance and tell you a few of these players are veterans of the Lake Champlain League. Dan Phillips, Mark Guerin, Jim Wood from the Adirondack League here. Rocky Deaton at the plate. And from the Gentlemen's League, Denny Laporte, Randy Barcombe, Greg Green, Joey Trombley, Bob Davies, Larry Belrose. And I'm not sure if John Coyer ever played there or not. He probably did play for Morrow's Grocery. Now the more I think about it, I'm sure he did. So a lot of former members of the Lake Champlain League represented here, but the Lake Champlain League closed up about 3 or 4 years ago. Deaton leads it off with a single as this All-Star game is underway. A much anticipated All-Star game, and this is a preliminary of things to come for the second annual Challenge Series will take place this fall, pitting the Adirondack League champions against the Gentlemen League champions. Denny Laporte, it's a high towering drive. The throw's going to get away, and Deaton's going to go to second. The shortstop Collins went way back on that one and did a little somersault and threw the ball away. He had plenty of time to make the throw, but the ball just got away. So Laporte flies out. Deaton, man at second from the Plattsburgh Air Force Base team. Denny Laporte from Barcombe's TV team. And Steve Chris, third baseman here. He's from Nadine's. A lot of these players participate in both leagues. And of course, Bill Bayshard is the prime example of that, having played for the B Division All-Stars in the Adirondack League and managing the A Division All-Stars for the Gentlemen's League. So he's All-Star in both leagues. Chris pounds it. He's no stranger to this league. He's swung at these fences before. Baker pulls it down. There'll be no advance. A long out number 2. And outside of possibly some tournament action, this will be Ed Richardson's first swing at these fences. Richardson in last year's Challenge Series was really pounding the ball, as was that whole Air Base team. There's a pitch from Guerin. Richardson takes it outside, ball 1. There's a shot to right center. That should score Deaton. It does. Richardson with the first RBI of the ball game. Brings up the catcher, J.R. Rillman. Two now. Guerin delivers. Short, ball 1. Ball 2. Todd Howard on deck. For a strike. There's a base hit. Vaughn over to get it. Plays through to third, and on the throw to third, Ruhlman goes to second. He's out, and he doesn't agree with that call. But he's out trying to stretch it. So the gentlemen pick up a run. They lead 1-0. We're going to the bottom half of the first. Nice turnout to see the first annual All-Star doubleheader here at West Plattsburgh. As I said, the first of many to come. First annual A and B division. The B division 13-1. It went to the Adirondack League. Mark Rayel. Custom canvas. Leading off.
Go, Mark. You start us off right here, Mark.
Gary Levine.
Get that thing down and dirty. Your spot's wide open. Your spot's wide open. Good eye, Mark. Good eye. I'm afraid to go up the middle. Good eye. Good eye now.
Strike. Keeps Rayel on deck. Mark Rayel at the plate.
Go, hard, go hard.
It's it to Randy Barcombe.
Come on, Keith.
One down.
You and Big now, let's go.
Brings up another custom canvas man, Keith Rayel.
Line drives like you do. Line drives like you do. Come on now.
Scott Baker on deck. Inside, ball one. Strike, 1-1. Really looking forward to the Challenge Series this year. I believe both A and B divisions will be playing for championships. Base hit for Keith Rayel. Bring up Scott Baker from Norm Baker and Sons. It's a high towering fly. It's playable in left center. Randy Barcombe under. No advance. 2 down.
What's your teammate over 2, Robin?
Bring up Robin Vaughn from Norm Baker and Sons. And a pitch from Levine is just deep. Ball 1. Just missed. Strike, 1-1.
Come on, Robin. Come on now, Robin.
To center field, Richardson going back. He's under it for the out. So it's 1-0. Gentlemen's leading the Adirondack League after 1 full inning. Todd Howard at the plate. And a pitch from Art Guerin. Flies out to Baker. We have 1 down. I think when I was mentioning the former Lake Champlain people, I missed Bill Bayshard, the Barcombe's TV manager. Randy Barcombe, the batter, with 1 out here in the top of the second. Gentlemen's League leading the Adirondack League in a 1-0 ball game. Art Guerin delivers. Popped up. It's going to go out of play in Brent Campbell territory. Brent really helps keep the games going when he's here. He positions himself out there in foul territory in left field and shags the balls. That really helps keep things going. Nice of him to do that. And a pitch from Art Guerin. Comebacker. Guerin knocks it down, fires to first in time. We have 2 outs. And bring up the second baseman from St. Dennis's Grocery, Tim Wilson. And a pitch from Guerin is swung on. Nice catch there by Robin Vaughn to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. After an inning and a half, it remains Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League 1, Adirondack League 0. Doug Beebe, extra hitter from High Falls Lounge, steps in and lines a base hit to left field. Potential tying run is on for the Adirondack League here in the bottom of the second. Brings up the tree man, Dan Phillips from High Falls. It's it to right field. Todd Howard back in front of the Finney Sports sign. It's a long out. And BB tags and goes to second. Oh, Phillips hit that a long way to the opposite field. Advances the runner and puts him in scoring position for Art Guerin from Custom Canvas.
Let's go. Come on, Eddie, do something, baby!
Levine checks his defense and delivers. That's a base hit. BB stops at third. Guerin on with a single.
Come on, Mark Guerin! Come on, Mark Guerin! Come on!
Mark Guerin, another former Lake Champlain player. Steps in.
Let's go, Mark. Let's go, Mark.
Runners at the corners. BB scores. Guerin ties the ball game. I'll bring up Dollar Bill LeBeau, the first baseman.
Everybody the leadoff hitter, Billy.
LeBeau's from Custom Canvas this year. Mark Guerin at first. Remember the first time I saw him play? He was about, I guess, probably 12 years old at the time. It was a lodge picnic, the Woodman of the World Lodge picnic. And we had a family softball game, and Alton and Kathy Guerin were there with their family, and Mark was playing, and he did a heck of a job at catching everything in sight, and it was quite obvious at that time that he was going to be an excellent ball player, and he certainly became one. This is Marty Collins, shortstop. He's from Tim's Place. 1 out, 1-1 the score. We're in the second. Hit to short. Bobo, throw to second will not be in time. Bases remain loaded. Guerin scores. It's a 2-1 ball game. So an error there on Deaton. And Dave Gwinnett steps in. Deaton probably guilty of looking to turn 2 on that one. Top of the order to follow Gwinnett. Gwinnett's from Wells Siding. Hit to Barcombe. Throw will come to third. Guerin scores, make it 3-0, but Barcombe throws to third to keep LeBeau at second. He's not going to throw to the wrong base. See so many players fire home as if they're going to get the guy scoring from third, and it allows everybody else to move up a base. Mark Riel from Custom Canvas takes it inside, ball 1. 3-1, we're in the bottom of the second. 9-inning ball game. Popped up, could be trouble.
Come on, on the gloves. On the gloves.
And pulled down by Tim Wilson. 3-1. After 2, we're going to the top of the third. The left fielder, the digger, Bill Digman from Monopole, will lead off the third for the Gentlemen's League. They trail 3-1. First pitch is hit to left field, left center field. Keith Riel hauls it in, 1 down. Umpires today, Mike Brannon on the bases, Jim Barron behind the plate. They umpired the first game of this All-Star doubleheader also. If you missed that, that was the B Division All-Stars from the 2 leagues. Adirondack League taking it easily, 13-1. Extra hitter Greg Green at the plate. Strike 1, foul tip. From Samples Variety Store in Moores, New York. High, lazy fly. Scott Baker under it, 2 down. And Gary Levine, representing the Nolan Ryan generation, flies to Keith Riel for the 3rd out. 3 up, 3 down for the Gentlemen. It remains Adirondack League 3, Gentlemen 1 after 2.5.
Come on now, let's keep it close. Can't have enough right here, Keith. We can use your legs.
Keith Riel from Custom Canvas. Lead off the bottom of the 3rd, takes strike 1. Scott Baker on deck. Up the middle, base hit for Riel.
You got it. Good job, Kenny. Hey, come on, let's roll here.
I'll bring up Scott Baker. He goes the opposite way for a base hit to right field. He'll be chasing Riel. He'll be going into second. He's out. Foot comes off the bag. No sliding here. And Brandon says he's out. 1 down. Riel goes to 3rd. And Robin Vaughn the batter.
Took a perfect throw to get you. Get him in, Robin. Come on, Rob. Get him in. Robin. Get him in. Come on, Robbie.
Strike 1.
Come on, Robbie. Hit it on.
High fly, Ed Richardson will grab, he'll throw, but it's just a formality as Riel scores easily, and it's a 4-1 ball game.
Wait, chase me, where's Bake? Right here, baby, what did you chase me, Robin?
Brings up Doug Beebe. Beebe takes ball 1. Dan Phillips on deck. Pitch sharply to Chris. Steve Chris fires to Denny Laporte for the out. It's 4-1 after 3 full. The Adirondack League leading the gentlemen. Shortstopper Rocky Deaton from the air base leading off. Ball 1. Top of the 4th. Ball 2. Denny Laporte on deck. Guerin delivers, strike, 2-1. To left field, left center, Keith Riel grabs it, 1 down. Brings up Denny Laporte from Barcomb's TV, first baseman. Takes a strike. That's playable. Keith Riel under it. 2 down. And it brings up Steve Chris, the third baseman. From Nadine's. And a pitch from Guerin is taken, hits the back corner of the mat, strike 1. Three fly balls, 3 batters, 3 fly balls. Mark Riel grabs. It remains 4-1. We're going to the bottom of the 4th with the Adirondack League leading the Gentlemen's League in this North Country Softball All-Star Contest. Dan the Tree Man, Dan Phillips. Strike 1.
Get your pitch. Okay, Jordan. Come on, Tree.
Bottom of the 4th. 4-1. After the top of the 5th, we'll start seeing some subs in here for both teams. Phillips hits it back to Levine. Sticks with it, goes to Laporte for out number 1. I'll bring up the custom canvas pitcher, Art Guerin. He gets his second base hit, drops it in front of Digman in left field for a single. And that'll bring up Mark Guerin. And a pitch. Strike 1.
Jump right out. We're tying in here. Let's go.
Lobo on deck. A foul ball.
Gotta give it in, Mark. Gotta keep
Off
it
the
in.
fence.
All over.
Give us a chance to see who's here down the right field line. Quite a few down the left field line also. And of course we've seen those behind the plate. Good crowd on a very pleasant Sunday evening. Guerin rises to right field for a single. Howard picks it up, fires to third. I don't know why. Throw should have gone to second, and we would have had runners at the corners instead of second and third. Brings up Dollar Bill LeBeau from Custom Canvas. First ball hits, that should be deep enough to score a run. Richardson will grab it. And throw comes to third as Guerin scores. And Mark Guerin stays at second. That'll make it 5-1, and Marty Collins will step in. It's a Deaton, a long throw to first in time. After 4 full, Adirondack 5 and gentlemen 1.
Come on.
5-1 in the 5th. Ed Richardson steps in.
5-1. Come on, Dick.
Gentlemen's League trailing by 4. Richardson starts their half of the inning off with a single.
Knock on, get up out there! Come on, David!
And brings up catcher J.R. Ruhlman.
Call it, Robin, you got a hole. Somebody gotta go get it. That middle mark.
Pitch from Guerin. Strike, hits the back of the mat. And there's a base hit to right. Mark Real gets it in. We have runners at first and second. And Todd Howard at the plate. Randy Barcombe on deck. Pitch to Howard is just inside, ball 1. Hit to third. Could be a bad hop single, misplayed by Baker. Throw comes to second with our runners at second and third. It's a 5-2 ball game as Richardson scores. We'll give Howard a bad hop single on that one. And Randy Barcombe at the plate now. 2 ducks on the pond for Barcombe. Outside, ball 1. Chops it to third. Everybody's going to be safe. I think Ruhlman should have been staying put, and that ball hit to Gwinnett. They drew the throw, and they had Ruhlman in a rundown, and Gwinnett threw to Phillips, and the throw was away, and it got away. We'll bring up Tim Wilson, the second baseman. Bases loaded. 5-2. Potential tying run on at first for the Gentlemen's League. Up the middle, that's going to be a base hit. That'll score a couple. Howard's going to score. Here's a throw to the infield. It keeps the runners at first and second as Ruhlman and Howard score. It's a 5-4 ball game now. Tying runs at second base. Go-ahead runs at first. And Bill Digman, the left fielder, at the plate. He's from the monopole. Pitch from Guerin. Foul ball, strike 1.
Good idea, Billy.
Deep to left field. Scott Baker says he's got it. Spins and throws to third. And we have runners at second and third. With 2 down and a go-ahead run at second. And tying run at third. Greg Green steps in from Samples Variety, taking all the way, takes ball 1. Under it. Baker grabs in foul territory. I thought we had 2 down already, but that was the second out, and there's the third. As Baker gets, I think it was Barcombe. And it's going to be a 5-4 ball game as we head for the bottom of the 5th.
Come on, Bobby!
Bobby McCory steps in to face Joey Trombley as the changes have taken place. There's a foul ball in the stands. And Mike Chris with the catch. And Joey Trombley from Barcombe's TV. That's deep. We have Dennis Labarge at short from Barcombe's TV. Bob Davies at second from Cumberland Ford. Larry Belrose in left center from Cumberland Ford. Paul LeClaire from Nadine's is out there, and Phil Benoit from Monopole is out there for gentlemen.
Jimmy Wood in a hole.
Dean Rock from the Legion. It's a Davies, goes to second, to Labarge covering, and we have a fielder's choice, 1 down. Keith Riel, one of the few players, will be staying in for the Adirondack League. This 5-4 ball game, Adirondack leading the gentlemen. In the bottom of the 5th, Jim Wood on deck. He's in for Scott Baker. That's deep.
Come on, Keith.
That's foul out. And a couple of dents that time. That's deep.
Top of him, Woody.
Up the middle, that's a base hit. Runners at the corners. Jim Wood steps in with Mike Boyer on deck. 5-4. Adirondack leading the gentlemen.
Come on, Woodman. Come on, Woodman.
Adirondack at bat.
Come on, Woodman. Big hit, Woodman. There you go.
Too much arc.
What's your count, Woody?
Wood hits it to Labarge. Goes to second, to first, safe. And it's a 6-4 game as Rock scores. Mike Boyer steps in, takes strike one. Wayne Medley on deck. Pitch from Trombley. Popped up. Davies grabs it. 6-4. We're going to the top of the 6th.
Let's go.
Pitcher Joey Trombley takes strike one to lead off the 6th inning. His team down by 2. Teammate Denny Labarge on deck. Joe Plant on the pitching rubber. He's from Garcel's Auto Sales. Frank Trudeau from the American Legion behind him. 16-19 to be exact. 1 down. I'll bring up Altona's own Dennis Labarge with Denny Laporte to follow. That pitch from Plant. Ball 1. Top of the 6th, 6-4. Adirondack League leading the Gentlemen's League. Hit to second, that's misplayed by, I believe that's Rock at second. And Labarge is on. I'll bring up Denny Laporte. He singles to center field. I mentioned that 1971 All-Star game in the Lake Champlain League that year. Only year we ever kept batting averages. And Denny Laporte's father, Merrill Laporte, led the league with a .692 batting average, and both books had to agree. If they didn't agree on a hit or out, the umpire would rule. So it wasn't a case of the home book helping the batter out. 692 clip. And he was the league's most valuable player that year. That's Denny Laporte's father, Merrill Laporte. He was a catcher for the Knights of Columbus and later for Barcombs TV. Chris flies out, and Trombley goes to third. I think that Labarge goes to third. With a tying run at first, here's a guy who could put the gentleman in the lead in a hurry. Ed Richardson, one of the hardest left-hand hitters in the area. It's on the ground. Rock goes to second for the out. Richardson goes for the hit and grounds out. It remains 6-4. We're going to the bottom half of the 6th.
Man, oh man, I'm telling you. Come on now, Wayne. Come on now, Wayne. Got some good hitters up. Good hitters up this inning. Good hitters up this inning.
Wayne Medley at the plate takes ball one. Medley from post 16-19. Ball 1-1. Frank Trudeau, also from post 16-19 on deck. Medley the extra hitter. Trombley delivers the strike. Three and one. 6-4. That's popped up. Labarge back on the outfield grass, grabs one down. Frank Trudeau steps in. Davies sticks with it, throws it away into the dugout. Error on the second baseman. Normally a shortstop. Brings up Joe Plant from Garcel's Auto Sales.
Good eye, Joe. Good eye up there.
Hits it to left center. Belrose back. Goes back. Makes the catch. And Trudeau goes to third. 2 outs. From Tim's place, Jim Caron at the plate.
Let's go.
Pete Harrigan from Garcel's Auto Sales on deck.
Good eye, good eye.
Slowed down by Trombley. Davies going to fire to first in time. Bob Davies with a good fire. Slowed down by Trombley. It goes from 1 to 4 to 3. And it remains 6-4 after 6. Adirondack leading the gentlemen.
Beat him up, Keith. Run down.
J.R. Ruhlman singles into left field to start the 7th inning. Team trailing by 2. Brings up Larry Belrose.
Nothing that way, Bobby.
From the Agway Service Department in Plattsburgh. One down, throw comes the second. Eldrick Young with the catch. This brings up John Courier.
Just square. Play him even.
We have a courtesy runner, Gary Levine, running for Ruhlman.
One down out there now.
Ball 2. Strike.
Joe, all right, Joe.
2-1.
Go, Bobby and Mike.
Foul off.
Good fire, Joe.
Ball 3. 3-2.
Now get him.
Payoff pitch. Karen off his glove. Nice try. It's going to be a 6-5 ball game as Levine scores. Courier is going to be stopped and held up at third. Give him a triple. Opposite field triple for Courier. Tying run at third base. Bob Davies at the plate. Takes strike 1. From Cumberland Ford. Davies flies to left field. Jim Wood grabs. There's going to be a sacrifice fly. We're tied as Courier scores from third. 6-6 to score.
Yeah, right now. Come on, Paul. Good stick here. Hey, you do against me, Paul. Come on.
Paul LeClaire from Nadine's at the
Way up in
plate.
the box, boys. Way up in the box. Beat up now.
Plant delivers. Ball 1. To short. Boyer. The first to Harrigan. 6-6. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. We're all tied up in this first annual All-Star game. Pete Harrigan, representing Darcel's Auto Sales, takes strike 1 from Joey Trombley of Barcomb's TV. And the first annual North Country All-Star Challenge A Division action. Gentlemen's League and Adirondack Slow Pitch Leagues hit to right center. 1 down. Brings up Elric Young from Wells Siding with Bobby McCory from Baker & Sons on deck. Bottom of the 7th, 6-6 the score. Pitch. Ball 1, too much arc. 9-inning ball game, so don't get too excited if the Adirondack League scores here. The game will not be over. 9 innings they're going, unless they end up going longer than 9. Popped up. Late jump. 2 down. It was LeClaire making the catch. This brings up Bobby McCory, hard-hitting third baseman from Baker & Sons. Takes a strike. 2 outs, nobody on. Trombley delivers. Just misses, 1-1.
Good night, Bobby. Come on, Baba. There you go. Back. Go, Bobby, go. Beat him up. All right.
Poirier grabs. And the score is 6-6 after 7. Right center fielder Phil Benoit from the monopole. First ball hitting, drills it into center field as the Gentlemen's League looks to take the lead here in the top of the 8th. In this make that 6-6 ball game. Brings up the Barcombs pitcher, Joey Trombley. Strike 1. Waiting for headlights, I guess. And we're set. We're set. Plant delivers. On the hits to Boyer off his chest. We're going to have runners at first and second. Dennis Labarge at the plate from Barcombs. Pops it up. Infield fly. Boyer grabs, 1 out. Denny Laporte. 1 out. Laporte drives it through the infield. Base hit. Benoit scores. It's a 7-6 ball game. Ball gets away. Trombley will stay at second. So Laporte drives in the go-ahead run for the Gentlemen's League. And Steve Chris steps in. Inside, ball 1. Top of the 8th. Center field. Laporte is out. Oh, double play ends the inning, but Gentlemen's League picks up a run. It's 7-6. We're going to the bottom half of the 8th. Dean Rock, first ball hitting, rounds out. Here's the lead off the bottom of the 8th. Adirondack League trailing for the first time, 7-6. Keith Riel about an hour. Jim Wood will be on deck.
Come on now, Keith, do it.
Trombley delivers. Ball 1. Two down.
Make him work for it, Woody. Give me one.
Jim Wood, the batter. And the pitch. Belrose calling. Nope. He's called off. And he's pulled down by LeClaire. Remains 7-6. We're going to the 9th inning. Gentlemen leading the Adirondack League. Ed Richardson takes strike one. Top of the 9th inning. 7-6. Gentlemen leading the Adirondack League. Hit the second. Nice pickup. Fire to first. Safe. Rock with a nice play, but Richardson beats it out. Brings up J.R. Ruhlman, catcher, also from the air base. Richardson scores. Ruhlman's going to be in at third. Bring up Larry Belrose. Elric Young tried to catch it in the air. He made that great catch the end the last inning, the top of the 7th, and fired to second. Belrose pops up. Rock calling. There'll be no advance on this. 8-6. 1 out, and John Coyer, the batter. He tripled first time. Sounds like I'm being paged in the back of my hair. I just right. Coyer flies to right field. Ruhlman scores, and it's now a 9-6 ball game. We were finding out why the people were hollering at us in the back of us here. So sacrifice fly by Coyer makes it 9-6 here in the top of the 9th, and we'll get the fans who wanted to be on. Now they don't want to be on anymore. Now they are. Hi. Bob Davies at the plate. Ball one. Bouncer. Rock. To Harrigan. 9-6. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning with the Adirondack League needing 3 to tie and 4 to win. Robin Vaughn looks at strike one. Starters are back in for the Adirondack League. They're pulling out the stops. They trail 9-6. And he answers with a single to start the bottom of the 9th. Burrows picks it up, and Vaughn will retreat to first. And that brings up Doug Beebe with Dan Phillips on deck. Beebe lines a shot to short. LaBarge will take it. Fire to first. Safe at first. One out. Bang bang play at first. And Dan Phillips will be the batter. Pitch from Joey Trombley. Too much arc, ball one. Joe Plant on deck.
Come on, Jake.
High towering drive. Belrose coming in. 2 down. So the Adirondack League down to their final at-bat, final out, I should say, not final at-bat. Joe Plant at the plate, Mark Guerin on deck. Plant hits it to Davies, goes to first in time. And the Gentlemen's League will take home the victory in the A Division. So they even it up. The Adirondack League took the B Division by a 13-1 margin. The Gentlemen's League trailing early, come back for a 9-6 come from behind win against the favored Adirondack League. So that's the way it was. A lot of colorful uniforms out there in North Country Challenge Softball, All-Star Softball. The Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League 9, Adirondack Slow Pitch League 6 in A Division action. from the West Plattsburgh American Legion in beautiful downtown West Plattsburgh.
Oh yeah!